Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Friday. This is Wreath Decor by Dawn. I am Dawn. How are you doing? Let me get that out of my hair there. All right, let's see if I can find us on the live. There it is. Now I can see your comments. If y'all wouldn't mind sharing this for me, I would really appreciate that. Today we are going to make a mother-in-law, a Mother's Day wreath. So it's been one of those days, guys. So bear with me, please. Anyway, we're going to make this welcome wreath. It's got the nice lavender with the green leaves. It looks like they are maybe hydrangeas. I'm not sure. I don't know flower names really well. So it looks like that. So I've got some florals we can put in there. It's got some lavender butterflies in here. So we'll be adding in some butterfly ribbon. But first we're going to start with the wreath base. And I'm going to be doing this pretty lavender and white striped, metallic striped 21-inch mesh. We're going to do 12-inch poofs. And I have my wreath frame here. I have 8 ties on the top and inside. And I have 10 on the bottom or the top outside. So that's how I do that. I do have a video on my YouTube channel that shows you how I put the ties on there. If anyone's interested in that. You can just take a look at that. Really, it's not anything. It's a real quick video. It's like maybe 5 minutes long. So come in, say hello. Tell me where you're from if this is the first time you're watching me. I am running a little late today. I normally go on at 2:30. But like I said, it's just been one of those days. So I'm running behind, obviously. So we're just going to do it at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to start with my poofs. I'm going to tie this in here and get it started. And then I want to zip tie the end down just for extra precaution. I like to zip tie it down to keep it in there. So please come in, say hello, tell me where you're from. All right, tighten that real quick. I might as well leave that out, and then we'll cut this off. So I hope y'all are having a good day, start of your weekend. Now I like 12-inch poofs, so we're going to go. I want to keep my end or my sides tucked in. And yeah, I think I am. I'm gonna stick with 22 or 12, not 22. And then I'm just gonna push this in here and then tie this off. And that's gonna give me my 12-inch poof, and I will poof that up, and then we will keep going. And then I've got some 10-inch mesh we're gonna use to put some ruffles in. I've got some ribbon over here that's got flowers and butterflies and all kinds of good things over there. I will show you that all. Well, hello, Juanita. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. If y'all wouldn't mind sharing this, I would greatly appreciate that as well. I haven't been doing my lives on YouTube very long, so I'm building up a live audience, I guess you could say. And people are used to me putting my videos over here, but they are not used to me going live just yet. So it's only been a few weeks I've been doing it. So we are still building up our following, which is okay. I'm just so used to doing them on Facebook that I think that's where everybody's used to seeing me at. So give me a thumbs up. If you don't want to say hi, you can just do that. That lets me know that you're watching. And the sign today came from Personally Yours. They have a website. It's called plywreathsigns.com. Check them out for their wreath signs. Leah's got some beautiful signs. I use a lot of her signs, although I feel bad because I haven't used a whole lot lately, but I love her signs. I've been buying them since I started. So if you're not familiar with who I am, I do have a Facebook page, Wreath Decor by Dawn, that I've been doing lives over there for a couple of years now. And I do share my lives after I edit them from there over to here. I like to start on the top and do my poofs up there first when I'm doing the poof method. Used to be the poof, ruffle, and curl was my favorite method to do. And now I've kind of gotten away from using a lot of the 10 or 21-inch mesh and only use it every now and then. And then I really like the woodland ruffle. That and a regular ruffle. So I use those quite a bit now. So I don't use as much of the 21-inch as I used to. So this will be one of the last poofs up on top, and then we'll transition down to the bottom. All right, so now we're back where we started. I'm going to open that tie up a couple of twists, not all the way, just a couple. It doesn't have to have that many twists in it. And I'm going to put this last poof in here. And then I'll show you how I transition down to the bottom. So I always start with one tie near or above, one or above or below the other, so that I can pull this straight down in front of that tie. Let's see, I want to go this side. So I pull it straight down, grab a zip tie, and then I zip tie it off, and it just gives you a nice straight, fresh start on the bottom. I do too. I love the lavender mesh. It's very pretty and sparkly with the metallic in it. All right, get my fingers working here. Hey, Nancy, how are you? Pull this tight. All right, and then we can cut that off. And then we'll just continue on to the bottom here and do our 12-inch poofs. Get some of these open. So again, I want to keep those sides tucked on, not really under, but down. Thank you all so much for coming and watching today. I do appreciate it. And like I said, I have a Facebook page, Wreath Decor by Dawn. Check that out. I do lives over there on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm also on Instagram. I also have a Pinterest as well. So tell me what y'all have been up to. Is everybody looking forward to the weekend? We're going out for Mexican food tonight. I don't know if I can share this or not. Let me see. Maybe I can share it too. Put it on my Facebook page. Maybe we can get someone to come and watch with us. There we go. Let's try that. Next, let's put it on my page. There we go. That'll work. Oops, I don't want to pull that over here. I like YouTube. It doesn't have as big a delay as Facebook does. When I'm watching the feed over here, it's pretty close to what I'm doing. On Facebook, it's a huge delay. Knock that sign off of there. Yeah, so that's about all I got for the weekend. We're going to go out for Mexican food tonight, and then I've got to, I say this every week, I've got to get my stuff cleaned up. I just got in some new supplies, so I've got to get that organized. I got some new signs and some new ribbon in, so check out my shop, wreathdecorbydawn.com. I've just listed some brand new signs and some ribbon, and I've got them over here. I can show it to you in just a second. Let me get this base done, and then I'll show you some of that. So I was pretty excited to get that in. Well, hello, Donna. How are you? Thank you very much. Organizing the closet and shoes. Yeah. Luckily, I don't have my clothes closet's pretty good because I don't buy a lot of clothes, so I'm good there. But it's just getting this stuff organized. It's a never-ending cycle. It's like it never stops. I just sold a bunch of mesh and signs to people that I was, for stuff I wasn't using. I've had it for a while and hadn't been using. I think I sold like 40 rolls of 21-inch mesh. I had so much of it. I still have a lot of it left. But most of what I kept is stuff I plan to use. I don't know if I will, but I plan to use it. This was one of them. But so I just sold a bunch of that. So I've got some empty spaces in my craft room closet now because that's where I store all my mesh. I've got shelves in there. So now I got to get everything back in there from tearing that all out and try to reorganize. So like I said, it just never ends. Hello, Melody. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me today. We are doing 12 poofs, and then I'm going to add some ruffles and some ribbon. We're making a nice little lavender Mother's Day. It's not just for Mother's Day, but it would be a nice Mother's Day wreath. It's a welcome wreath, and I'll show you the sign here in 1 second. This is listed in my shop already, although you won't find a picture of the wreath. You'll just see a picture of the sign. And all the details haven't really been filled out yet. It was a lot of mesh to get rid of. But, it's just been sitting in there, and I'm not using it. And I thought, there's a lot of people that could use that mesh. And I sold it at a good price. So it went to a couple of people that are just kind of starting out. So that made me feel good that it was able to help them out. That was what I wanted to do, was to kind of help out people who are just starting out. And all right, we're at the end now. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in that tie that we skipped. So that was nice. And then the one lady that bought the signs is brand new also. And she pretty much bought all the signs I had. She just wanted them all. So I was glad to help them out. It is everyday thing. It just never stops, Nancy. I'm telling you, it never stops. Because the sooner I get it cleaned up, the more stuff I bring in. You would think I would learn to stop doing that, but no, I don't. All right, I'm going to cut that off. So we've got about a quarter of this left. It's not going to be enough to do another wreath, but I could use this to do a rail or something like that. Get rid of that. So that's what I saved those for. Mostly they just get saved and sat on a shelf over there, and I look at them all the time saying I'm going to do something with them and never do. So that's kind of where they end up going. All right, so I'm just going to poof out these last couple ones that I did not poof out. And then we will put our ruffles in. Yeah, it's just, I say it all the time on my lives, it's just a never-ending thing. It's like organize, organize, organize. All right, so now where I cut that off, I'm going to tuck that underneath, pull it to the back, and then I'm going to zip tie it right in the center to one of these bars, because that'll hold it in place and keep it from going anywhere, just in case my pipe cleaner were to come undone, something like that. It's going to hold it in. So what are y'all making right now? Is anybody making anything? I've been working on, of course, this is Autism Awareness Month, so I've been working on Wednesdays. I do something autism themed. And then on Friday, we do Mother's Day, everyday, patriotic. So that's what I'm working on right now. A couple of Mother's Day, and then we'll be moving on from there. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right. So now we've got that in there. A couple of my poofs look like they're off, but that's okay. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love that color. All right, so now we're going to take and do, this is a fabric mesh. It's a 10-inch. I think I got this when Old Time Pottery closed, and they had a bunch of their stuff on sale. So I think that's where this fabric mesh came from. This 21-inch mesh, this came from Craft Outlet. Let me get these ties up here so I can see them. There we go. And then we'll start the ruffles. Working on every day and Mother's Day, yeah. I probably won't do much more for Mother's Day because it's getting closer and time's running out for them to get, you know, get there in time. I mean, it's not just that they have to have it in time for Mother's Day. It could be an everyday wreath too. So we're just going to do a regular ruffle with this lavender fabric. And I'm just going to put this in every tie. I used one roll. And I cut them at 20 inches. So you can get 18 pieces off a 10-inch roll if you cut them at 20 inches. And then I'm going to open them up so that it looks like a flower. And then we're going to put our ribbons in. And our ribbons, I'm only using 3 ribbons today. I cut 18 of this floral one because it goes really well with our sign. It's got the lavender and the green in it. So this is our sign that we're using today. It came from Personally Yours, PLYWreathsigns.com. And then we're going to use this check, because if you can't really see it in the picture, but the border in the back has a very slight check pattern to it. It could be a chevron, but to me it looks like a check. So we're going to use that. And then we also have butterflies in the sign. So we're going to be using this lavender with the butterflies. The butterflies are glittered, so it make a nice little shimmer. The lavender mesh came from Old Time Pottery before they closed down in my area. So if you still have one in your area, they should still have the mesh. But mine closed. I know Susan still has one by her, and she's in Ohio. So I'm going to have to put these in, and we're going to make them, we want them to look like a little bird, and then I pull them, pinch it towards me when I put it in, before I put it in. And I'm not doing any tubing because I do have some flowers that we're going to put in here. I'll do a couple of these and then I'll show you what it looks like. Well, hello, Jessica. How are you? Thank you for joining me today. This fabric mesh is a really nice one too. It's not as flimsy as your normal fabric mesh. So it feels like it has a little bit of a coating on it. So it's not as flimsy. So I like that. And I've got tons of this lavender because I bought what they had. When I found out our store was closing, all the stuff I like, I went and bought as much as I could because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it. So we're opening these up. And you know, fabric mesh tends to fray a little more than what your regular mesh does, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. All mesh frays, and to be honest with you, we're the only ones who notice it. Yeah, patriotic is huge. I live near a military base, so that's a big deal here too. And all the patriotic holidays are coming up, so we got to be prepared for those. So yeah, I've been doing that as well. So again, we're gonna fluff these out, make it look like a little bird, and then I do the pinch and bring it towards me. And I'm gonna fluff them up. And I will go back later and straighten them all out, make sure they're all sitting up nice and pretty where we can see them. Yeah, Christmas, yeah. Start stocking up now if you're able to for Christmas and that, because the way things have been going, it's probably going to be hard to find things again this year. You know, last year we had the virus that halted everything and slowed everything. And this year it's just, we're still playing catch up from that. Plus those ships were out there for a while, not able to unload, things like that. So everybody's buying everything up as fast as it comes in. So if you can find stuff, get it while you can and store it up for the holiday that you need. That's my best advice I can give you. My ribbons all came from, I believe, Craft Outlet. A couple of them came from my supplier. Yeah, it's really hard to, everybody's been busy making things this year and more than usual, it seems. The fabric mesh, I'm not sure if they used the wood burner on that or not, but I can't use a wood burner because of my allergies and stuff. So, and that burning, I can't do it with my breathing. So I'm not sure if that's, I know you can't do it on burlap. I guess you could do it on fabric though. That keeps it That's probably what they use when they make those flowers and that. That's probably why they burn them. Well, I know that like the wholesaler I use, they're getting more and more stuff in, and they were really low on stock at the beginning of the year. So I know that they are slowly getting their stuff in. So if you have a resale license and can buy wholesale, then you could check out Sims Pottery. They have the orders come out of Georgia. They have been getting stuff in weekly, pretty regularly. I get emails from them all the time saying, you know, this is back in stock, that's back in stock. So if you're able to shop with them, check them out. Yeah, I went to Hobby Lobby the other day just to see what they had. Usually I'll go like after all the holidays so I can stock up on whatever's left. But ours didn't have hardly anything left. It was like that at Christmas. They didn't hardly have anything left over. I said I was going to show you all my signs and that I got in when I finished my base, and then I forgot. Hopefully when I get the top done, I'll remember. So I just got in some signs and ribbon that I just listed in my shop this morning. So perfect timing for summertime. Yeah, that's good. Getting back into it, that's wonderful. Well, if there's anything we can do to help you, just let me know. Oh, ribbons. I do love helping out newbies in that. Not that I don't like helping everybody, but I do like helping out newbies. So, and I mean that sincerely too. Hey, Rhea, how are you? Like I said, that one lady that just bought all those signs from me was new, trying to build up a supply. We have a little bit cooler weather this weekend. We were in the 80s, but now we're in the, I think, 50 or not 50s, excuse me, 60s and 70s. But I think it's just for the weekend. We got lots of wind. I don't know why we have wind, but all right, we are almost done at the top, and then I will show you guys what's going on here. Oh, wow, I didn't cut that very good. It's always that one that sneaks in there that doesn't get cut right. That'll work. Well, and you know why they're putting them out earlier right now? It's because so many people are still at home. And that's what they started doing when they started opening up, because so many people are at home now. And people who didn't have a chance to craft in that before because they worked or their lives were so busy are now able to do that. And that's why they're putting things out so early so that they can get started on that. Of course, as businesses, we have to get started anyway, but right, you know, normal people that don't do this for a business, you know, they're home now and have, you know, there's still a lot of people who work from home that are now able to craft more because there's less for them to do. So that's why they're putting things out so much earlier. And it'll probably stay that way for a while. I don't think, we're going to have, I think this is going to be part of our new normal. Pouring, oh no, and snow earlier. Where are you at, Melody? No, I don't want snow. You're up north somewhere, obviously. Yeah, it does hurt those of us that are crafting because so many people are buying everything up, but it just, we just have to adapt. Thankfully, I've got plenty of stuff on hand to keep me busy. Maybe not be for the right season, but it's, it would keep me busy for a little while. New Hampshire, yeah. Well, hello there, Busy Bee. How are you? I miss you. But yes, I know what y'all mean about that. But I think it'll change a little bit, but I don't think it'll change all that much, to be honest with you. I think, like I said, this is kind of our new normal. I think you're going to see more people that'll work from home because probably employers are seeing that it's probably more beneficial to them and they have to pay less in overhead. That's just my thinking. All right, this is the last one on top. I'll put this ribbon in and then I will show you, isn't that pretty? I will show you the new signs and ribbon real quick that I got in case anybody's looking for any summertime stuff. And I didn't get out any tubing, like I said. I might go back and put some of that in later, but I've got flowers to go in here, so I don't know that I'll even need it. So there is our top with the ribbons. So let me set this off to the side here for a second. So many people like purple. It's their favorite color, so I don't think you can ever go wrong with purples. All right, so here are two signs I just got in. I just listed them today. This is a 6 by 12.5, and it says "Be blessed." And it's got the yellow border with the black dots on it. And then I've got this one, which is a 10 by 10. And it says Farmer's Market, and then it's got fresh lemonade, ice cold, and then it's got that picture of the lemonade there. So those two are listed in my shop now. And then I also have ribbon that's sold separately, but it matches both of those. One with the lemon, it's got the black check background, black and white, with the lemons and the lemon flowers, lemon blossoms, say that real fast, and the green leaves. You get a whole roll of that, and then the bee ribbon that'll match the sign as well. And these are full rolls. These are not the 5 yards. These are both full rolls that are for sale. So all four of those are listed in my shop right now. If anybody is interested in that. Just got them up there today. They came in yesterday, so. All right, now we're going to move down to the bottom. I'm doing the same thing. Again, the fabric mesh is cut at 20 inches, and I'm doing all ties. I can get it in there. And I don't know if I said it or not, but my ribbons are cut at 14 inches. done. There we go. All right, so on the bottom, what did I do on top? I don't remember which one I ended off with. I think it was the, we'll just do this one. So I'm using two 2.5-inch ribbons, and then I'm only using one of the 1.5-inch, and that 1.5-inch is going in every tie. The two of the 2.5, I'm alternating those. One's a butterfly, the other's a check pattern. Thank you. I was looking for things to put in my shop, and I figured summer's coming, so might as well put something summery in there. I had some sunflower ones, but those all got sold. I sold a bunch of the signs yesterday, and then I sold the last of the sets. I had a sign and ribbon set with the sunflower. But unfortunately, I can't get any more of those. I already called and asked, and they don't have any more at either one of their stores. So I went with bees and lemonade. Can't go wrong with those. So like I said, I was running a little late today. It's just been one of them days. I was texting with my husband. He's out of the country at the moment. So I was texting with him, and I said, put a smile on my face. I need somebody to put a smile on my face this morning. So he called me later on this afternoon, just before I went live. And of course, that always makes me smile. He says, well, I guess that worked then, huh? But of course, that always puts a smile on my face. I thought he would just text me something funny, but he was done working, had just finished dinner, so his evening is my morning, early afternoon. So usually by 1 or 2 our time, he's in bed. So, and then when I'm going to bed, I text him before I go to bed, because that's his morning. He's just getting up and starting his day. So kind of works out pretty good that way. It is sweet. He's a sweetie. You'd think with all the years that he was in the military, I'd be used to him being gone. But it's been a long time since he's been anywhere that it's just really tough this time. But hopefully this will be his last one. But he likes what he's doing, and he loves supporting the military. So he'll be home in August, the end of August. It was supposed to be the beginning of August, but they just changed it, which he was worried to tell me. But it's like, it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. So he didn't want me getting upset about it. He was there when one of the other guys called and told his wife that he was being pushed back a couple of weeks, and he could hear her on the phone getting upset. So he said, when I heard that, I was kind of worried about telling you. I'm like, I mean, compared to what, how long he's been gone, what's a couple more weeks, really? So, I mean, no, I don't like it, but I'm used to it. You never count on the dates they tell you, because they are never those dates. So I just hate he's missing the majority of summer, because he loves the summertime. Yeah, it is a long time. Yeah. Of course, I mean, there are some people who are gone a lot longer than what he is, but we've done I think the most that he's ever been gone, longest he's been gone is, I'm trying to think, I think it was 14 months, but that's when he was on active duty. Now, the most he can be gone is 6 months, because he works for the Department of Defense. He's not in the military. Yeah, you get used to it. It's just like I said, it's just been a really long time since he's been gone. The last time he went was in 2011. So it's been 10 years. So I kind of, you kind of get used to him not going anywhere. No, not much I can do at all, right? Just deal with it best you can. And I've got you guys, and I've got, which any other time he's been gone, I didn't have that, and the kids are close by. Grandkids are close by. My son's closer than my daughter, so he comes by usually every weekend or so. But I keep telling it's not necessary. You don't have to come and babysit me or sit with me. I'm fine, but you know how that is. But it's nice. And then the grandkids will probably come and stay with me once they get done with school. Some of them are in school and some of them are still virtual, so. Exactly. Now, we're just, and before, when, he'd be gone, I had things to keep me busy that I wasn't thinking so much about it. You got the kids, you got school, they got, they have their things that they need, to do. And so it keeps you busy and you don't think so much about it. But when you're older and the kids are all gone and it's just you, well, I have my mom here, but it's just us, there's not a whole lot going on. So you got more time to think. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's one thing that I definitely believe that spouses need, especially when their husband or their wife, their spouse is active duty military. You've got to build that support system, because you never know when they're going to be gone. They can be gone at a moment's notice. So you've got to have that plan. And I always had that when he was in, active duty. I always had that friend group connection. So we were all kind of in the same boat, because you tend to build those relationships with people who are in the same unit and their families. And so you have that support system. With him, with the job he has now, it's a little different. He's not in the military, so it's a little different. You don't have the friendships, and that you don't tend to build those friendships as easily or as much when they're doing the job as a civilian. So you have to kind of rely on your own friendships and that you build outside of their work. Yeah, yeah. Let's see, we are almost done with this one. And then we can put our flowers in. Turn my glue gun back on here in a second. Well, hello, Virginia. How are you? Thanks so much for popping in with us. If y'all haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to be notified when I go live, you can do that a couple different ways. You can hit that bell icon up there at the top, hit the little, let's see, I got to figure out where it's at on YouTube. I'm not used to it over here, but there is a bell icon. If you tap on the screen, I believe it is. And that'll let you be notified. I do that every week. That'll let you be notified when I go live. Thankfully, that lid's on there tight. Or you can sign up for my email list. And all you got to do to sign up for that is type in the word email in the comments, and I will send you a link that you can put your email address in. And then every week you'll get an email from me letting you know I'm going live. It'll tell you what time, and it'll also give you a sneak peek of what I'm working on. So just type in that word there, and then I will shoot you out that link for anybody that doesn't have it already. I don't spam you with my emails. I only send out the alerts and anything that is of importance. So you usually won't get anything from me more than twice a week, because I do go live twice a week. I try to combine everything in to those emails so that I don't have to send out separate ones. So like these two signs and ribbons that I just got in, I'll add those to the one that'll go out on Wednesday rather than shipping out or sending out another email. I don't like to bombard people with emails. If they're anything like me, half of them probably don't get opened anyway. You know, I don't know why I sign up for so many emails from businesses as it is, but half of them I don't even open. I just read the little subject line, and if it interests me, then I open it. If not, I keep going. Nope, wrong one. All right, so this is our second to last one. Let me get the glue gun going back on here because it shuts off after a while. We're going to put our sign on next. This is so pretty. I'm glad I went with that one ribbon that's got the green in it, because that was the only one I had that had the lavender and green in it to go with the sign. And I really wanted that green to pop because there's a little bit in that sign. I will shoot that link out to you, Melody, as soon as I get done. Guess I need to put this in first. Getting a little ahead of myself. Oh, you got your pulled teeth on Wednesday? Not feeling, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. I know what that's like. I've been there. Feel better. I hope they gave you some stuff for pain, because I know that can be painful. All right, so this is the last one. Throat's getting dry. All right, we're going to put this last ribbon in. Cut off these over here. There we go. All right, so there it is with all of our ribbons in. Look at that. So pretty. Grab a drink really quick. Let's see. Donna said, now that I can't work from my MS, I don't have those work friendships, and my daughter lives with her boyfriend. It gets lonely. Oh, yeah, I understand that. So I thought try making wreaths and maybe I can sell them too. Well, yes, you can. And like I said, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Brenda asked, did you get approval for your second carpal tunnel surgery? I did get the referral, and I have an appointment on Wednesday to go and talk to the surgeon about when we can do it. That's going to be the fun part. Because I still don't know how I'm going to get there. I mean, I keep saying I don't know how I'm going to get there. I know my kids have all offered, but it would require them taking a day off of work, and somebody has to go and sit there for 3 hours and wait on me because I can't drive myself. Unfortunately, I say I can. The doctor says I can't. I don't know why. But yes, they finally did call me and get it straightened out, thankfully. Oh, you know what we should do is make a bow. That's what I didn't do. We're going to make a bow. All right, so I already put holes in the sign. This is a metal sign. Again, the sign came from Personally Yours. Her website is plywreathsigns.com. She's got beautiful signs. This one I've had for a little while, so I don't know if she still has it in stock, but I'm sure she does. I mean, I didn't check, but I'm sure she does. And then I just used my metal hole punch. You can get these on Amazon. Or you can get them in the local craft store. It's in the jewelry section. It's called the Beadsmith. And it just puts a little hole in there. It's a little metal hole punch. So I put those holes in the corners, and we're going to put the wire on there. I use 26 gauge floral wire, and I use silver. So I'm going to cut 4 of those. Yeah, I was really happy. I thought it was going to take a long time because the first one took months for me to get that all straight. This one, once I found out that we needed the referral to be redone, it was probably within 2 weeks. The nurse called me and said, what is it you need exactly? And I told her what had happened. And she said, okay, I'm putting it in right now. So, and within a week, they called me and said that they had received the referral at the doctor's office. Of course, I had to wait for my copy to come in. So that just came the other day. So I was really happy about that. Once you get feeling better, you're going to make the cow sign. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I hope you send me a picture of it. That's the one I got for you at Sims when I was there in February. All right, so I'm putting these in, and I'm pulling it to the back so that I can twist it off. And I tend to cut my wires a little long so that they go through the wreath without any problem. So Brenda, you can't even go on group for the design group, can you? If you're not on Facebook? I just thought of that. Well, pooey. Just on Zoom, right? I'm glad everything was there too. I can't believe everything was in that bag after it arrived like that. I had sent her a bubble mailer, and it had a sign, a roll of ribbon, and some pipe cleaners in it. And the side of the bag was open, tore open. like it had come apart at the seams, and everything was still in that bag. I can't believe that. That's amazing, if you ask me, because I would not expect with it to look like that. I wouldn't expect it to be anything in there. All right, so I'm going to cut these ties down where I'm putting the sign. We're not going to be, oh, that sucks. I just thought of that. Man, that makes me sad. Cut these ties down on the top. I should have done it when I was putting everything in, and I didn't. I'm telling you, the way that things have been going with the post office, and then it seems like every time I turn around, they're wanting more and more money from us, but yet, well, at least we'll see you on Zoom. Oops. But they keep wanting more and more money, but it seems like everything else is, we're not getting anything for it. Sorry if anybody works for the post office, but that's just my opinion. Don't mean to be rude, but we've been through a lot with the post office in the last year and a half, maybe. Yeah, it'll be what, 2 years in July is when they hiked up our postage for the wreaths that we send out. Okay. I'm going to put the sign off to the side here like this because I'm thinking I'm going to put the bow over here and then we're going to put flowers above and below it. These are darker, yeah. Okay. I was looking to see because the lettering is a dark purple. I should have put more dark purple in it. All right, so to put the sign on, I've got the wires all on here. And because there's so much mesh in that, I'm going to use my needles. So if you're not familiar with this, yeah, it does. If you're not familiar with these needles, these are weaving needles. They are plastic. They are about a little over 3.5 inches long. You get a set of 3 of them in a resealable bag to keep them for storage. I sell them in my shop, and it helps get your wires and your embellishments and everything on your wreath. You can just go straight down through everything. You just have to move your ribbons out of the way. That's the only thing you can't go through is your ribbons. And it pulls those wires down really quick so you don't struggle with getting those wires in. They're also good for grapevines because they'll bend to get through those tight weaves of the grapevines. So once I pull those through, I'm going to take, well, I wrapped it around the needle instead of the frame. It's not helpful. I'm just going to take the wires because I have 2 of them on there. So I'm going to put 1 wire on each side of the frame and I'm going to tie it to the frame. Don't tie your signs and stuff to your mesh. The wires can come out. My fingers are too fat to go through these frames, I'm telling you. Yes, the Cookie Lady does promote those. Yes, she does. And I love her for it. I owe her big time because she has been very supportive. And she constantly tells people about the needles on every live she does. And I get lots and lots of orders from her followers some of them have now become my followers. So I don't think I could ever repay her for everything that she's done. I've sent her little gifts. I need to send her something else. She's due another thank you gift. But because of her, they are a bestseller on my shop and on Etsy. Sorry, guys. It's not that the wires don't go through. It's that my fingers are too fat to go through the rings of the frame. There it is. So trying to get those wrapped around the frame is what I'm having an issue with. All right, so loosely tie that off. I don't want to do it too tight because then if I got to move it, I have to undo everything. So I'm going to push this over just a little bit. Again, I'm going to put both of the wires through the needle, bend it over, and then I'm just going to go straight down where that is to the frame. Oh, thank you. She is a sweetheart. I followed her for years. I was really surprised when, of course, I knew when somebody gifted them to her, and that's how she ended up with the needles. Someone saw her struggling with a sign one night and they knew about the needles and thought about sending them to her. So I saw her name when I got the order that they were going to her. So I was really excited and wondered if she would, mention them on her live. And boy, has she ever. She talks about them every live. And I am very, very grateful to her. I do too. I love that we support each other. That's the way it should be. There's enough room for everybody. All right, there's our sign. The needles can also be used for teaching kids to sew. It can also be used for if you knit or crochet. That's what they originally were made for, is to tie off your ends or sew off your ends. All right, so now that that is done, we're going to make a bow real quick. I know I've already hit my hour, but I won't keep y'all much longer, I promise. I try to keep it at an hour. All right, we're going to make a bow really quick. So I've got a bunch of other lavender purple ribbons here we're going to use. This one here is, let's do about a 10, 11 inch tail. I'm using the Easy Bow Maker. And we're going to do 5.5 inch loops. 5.5 just seems to work better for me, but you can do a 6 or a 5, whatever you're comfortable with. Thank you. I do appreciate y'all being here today and joining me. I do this live every Friday, normally at 2:30. I'm thinking about moving it up to 2 o'clock though. Just haven't decided yet. And although next week will probably be another late one or maybe even an early one, my mom has an appointment. So I have to take her for that, and I don't think I will be back in time. So next Friday will either be late or I won't be able to do one at all. We'll have to see how, maybe I'll do one in the evening. I don't know who all's on the evenings on Fridays, but I don't want to take up somebody else's time if they're on. I do not have a fluff box, although I would like to have one. I've never made one, and I know you can order them, but it'd be easier for me to make one. I just haven't done it. All right. Yeah, later in the day would probably be the best bet for me because, we go to dinner usually, but not until 6 o'clock or so. And her appointment is for her dog to get groomed. They only had a Friday available. So I said, okay, we'll do Friday, I guess. And then she's got doctor's appointments next week too, so All right, so now I'm going to use that same check pattern, and I'm just going to do, I'm doing two, I did 2 loops on each side with that last ribbon. This one I'm just going to do 1. So we'll alternate them. 2 and 1, 2 and 1. I don't know what the name of that bow is, but, or even if it has a name. I don't keep track of the names of them. I just make them the way I like them. But these loops are going to be 5 inches. Yeah, I do my Wednesday live on Facebook, and everybody goes live on Wednesday nights now. It used to be when I started, there was hardly anybody on. There was maybe 2 people on Wednesdays. Now it's everybody. Everybody's on Wednesday night. And I can tell because they've all started doing Wednesdays. Some of them just started doing it. And you can always see your numbers dropping when they come on. But that's all right. You can always watch the replay. All right, now I'm going to put the butterfly one on top of that. We're going to do 4 loops of that. Yeah, Wednesday is a really busy night. And I can also see when I'm on, it pops up at the top and it tells me so-and-so is live. So while I'm doing my live, I can see that. And it's like, geez Louise, man, everybody's live. But it's okay. What are you going to do? Don't own Wednesday nights, so I guess I just have to deal with it. Yeah, lots of replays. And that's what I have to do too, because the people I like watching, you know, I usually have to catch them on a replay. It's really hard when there's a lot of people on at one time and you can't, you know, I try to pop into everybody, say hello, share their live, but it's hard to stay when there's so many going on. You try to spread the love to everybody, you know. All right, so we did that one. Now we're going to put in some of the 1.5s. I really like this butterfly. I'm going to have to get me some more of this. It is a nice ribbon, and those butterflies just sparkle. All right, so let's see. Now I'm going to save this one for last because it matches my other ribbons. I want to do that one last, but I think I'm going to use this Swiss dot. I love Swiss dot ribbon. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I have it in almost every color and I can't get enough of it. I'm always afraid of running out. I just love it. Y'all get like that with any of your stuff? All right, so that was a 4 or 2 on each side. So now I got to do one of this. There's just certain things that you love to work with, and Swiss dot is one of them for me. I just love the way it looks. All right, that one looks a little long. Let's see if I did. Yeah, it's a little long. That's better. Yeah, it is hard with the time differences. Are you in California or Canada? You said CA. I guess it would be, I'm going to say California, right? If you are, yeah, California. What part of California? I'm sorry if you've told me this before. can never remember. I always ask when people are, you know, places I'm from or I've been to. All right, then I want to use, I really like this one, although I don't know how it's going to look because it's not a very good wire. It's very flimsy wire. I'm trying to think what I used it in. Sacramento area. Okay. I think I do remember that. I really like this though. It's very soft and pretty. Let's see if it's going to hold up. We'll try it. I don't use it very often because the wire it is wired, but the wire is just seems like it's a little more flimsy than what our regular wires are. I got to do 4 of these. See, if I'd have made my bow ahead of time, we'd have been done by now. But like I said, I was just running out of time today. Could not get everything done that I wanted to get done. I had orders I had to get out. I like to get there before noon because I never know when the post office is going to show up so I can drop them off. I have a little drop-off place near me. And so I didn't get there until almost 2 o'clock today. So, all right. We're going to put this one in, I think, last. I don't think I'm going to put this one in. I think we'll just finish it off with this. So this one will be 2. There's probably not that much left anyway because I used it for all of my ties. Let's make it a little smaller. There we go. Not even measuring anymore. I just eyeball it now. All right. So we're going to do 1 loop of each on each side of that. And then I will cut a piece to put in my center. So I like to cut an 8-inch piece. And then fold it in half. Scrunch that up. And that is my center loop. Push that down in there. And I'm going to grab a zip tie. I like using a zip tie because it gives me a better grip. I can't get the wires twisted around tight enough anymore, so it's easier to get the zip tie tight. Let me pull that out just a little. I need you to sit right there. Y'all talk to your bows. All right, we're going to pull this up a little bit. I'm going to grab this one side. I'm going to hold it tight. I'm going to move that zip tie over into that divot that was left by the dowels in the bow maker. I'm going to tighten that up just a little bit more. And then we're going to put another zip tie through the back. Gotta make sure this is in the right spot here. Otherwise, your bow's going to look all weird and not right. You can't have that after all the work we did. Okay, I'm going to put this zip tie in going the other direction. Make sure your locking part is the right direction. Tighten it a little bit more, and now we can fluff this bow. Pull that. Get a hold of that zip tie there. And right now I'm making sure all of my loops are not kinked up or anything like that, because we're going to fluff it more once we put it on the wreath. But right now I just want to make sure all my loops are going in the right direction. And that nothing is kinked up before I pull that tight, because once you pull it tight, you can't go back and undo it unless you take your bow apart. Unless you're very skilled and can do it. I can't. Which one? This one here? Yeah, I love that. Do you know what that is? That's actually a kitchen utensil holder from Pampered Chef. I wasn't using it in my kitchen anymore, so I brought it in here. All right, that one is really short, so now let's even those up. There we go. That's better. Now's the time. If any of your loops are too short or too long, you can adjust them before you get that tight. All right, I think that's good. I'm going to pull that tight and cut that end off. Okay. Now that that's tight, we can get rid of this. And then this is what we're going to use to attach it to our wreath. Hopefully, it's long enough. But you can get organizers like that. I think Michael's has them. Those are the ones I see everybody using. But I wouldn't buy them unless they were on sale because they're kind of pricey. But that, I already had it and wasn't using it in the kitchen, so it really didn't cost me anything because I already had it and wasn't using it. So, all right, so now in order to put the zip tie on, I do have to move my mesh a little bit because the needle will not help me get this through. But it should be easy to do. Hopefully. I say that and then it won't be, but there it goes. Now I just have to get the other side on. They are, aren't they? There we go. I found it. Nope. Come on. I need you to move over. Right here. There it is. Let's try to find a needle in a haystack. If I can just get the, there, I got a grip on it. Okay. So now when you put your bow on, don't pull it down too tight. You want it to lay right on top of your wreath, but you want it to be snug. If you pull it too tight, it's going to look sunken in. You know what it looks like when you put your chin down and you got your neck looks like it's all sunken in? We don't want to look like that. We don't like it when on the look on us, and we don't like it on our bows. So make sure, and this is what I'm talking about. I'll show you here 1 second. See how that bow's sitting on there right now? If I pull it too tight, watch what happens. See that? You don't want that look. It's not a good look. All right, so I'm going to make sure I'm on both sides of the frame. And I'm going to put that one end in there. There it goes. Lock that in, and I'm going to only push that up a little bit because I don't want it to pull my wreath or my bow down into the wreath. There we go. Let's get those ribbons going the right direction as well. So there's that. Now, if it's too high or anything, I'll just have to cut the zip tie off and put another one on there. Usually I will use pipe cleaners, but I didn't this time. So if I didn't put it in the right spot, then I'll have to start it again. So there's that. So let's see. We've got the flowers here. I've got some that are a little bit darker. These I'll just cut up and put in for an accent. We've got these that are roses. I have some that look like they're what do you call them, hydrangeas, which is what looks like in the sign. So we'll put some of those in, and then I also have these softer lavender roses. Those are, yeah, just roses. That one doesn't say what it is, and this one also says curled rose. Whatever. I don't know who names these things, but all right, so we're going to put, let me get this out of the way. There we go. Don't need my scissors anymore. I'm going to get rid of that. do need my wire cutters. Glue gun's still going. All right, so I don't like these leaves. They look really fake. Yeah, I don't like those leaves. I like the other ones better. So I'm going to cut a couple of these off. So these are two-tone. Some are a little bit lighter than others. Almost looks like a pink, but it's not. It's a lavender. One, two, three, 4, 5. Might as well use them all, I guess. These came from Michael's, it looks like. That's their tag. So I need to keep that. So I can mark that down. All right. So we may not need the roses, but we'll see. Maybe on the outside. I'm just looking to see where I'm going to put these really quick. And then we'll go back and glue them in. I probably will pull some greenery. That one's too long. Pull out some other greenery and add it into these after. I won't do it now, though. So there's that. What do you think? You like that? I like it. Just moving them around a little bit. Yeah, I think I like those. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep those there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue those in. What did I do with my needle? I don't want to lose it. Oh, I put it in there. So these needles, like I said, you can find them in my shop. They come in a resealable bag. You get 3 in random colors. They are $5.50. That includes your shipping. So check those out at wreathdecorbydawn.com, along with all my other supplies that I have. All right, let's glue these in and we'll be done. So I'm just going to take my glue gun and I'm going to put some glue on the ends. And then if I think it needs more greenery, I will go back and do that later. I won't do that now. And I can add that in and make it look like it's underneath there. So there's that one. And I am gluing these to the ties because that's going to give me the best hold. It goes through the tie, or goes to the tie and then through the mesh. And that'll hold in there really well. So don't be afraid of gluing it. And I do use glue, Gorilla Glue. I find that gives me the best hold. So just open up those ribbons and put it right in between. Thank you. Make sure we get our ribbons where they're supposed to be. Yeah, that'll work. And I always test to make sure that that's where I want it. Yeah, there we go. Make sure your ribbons are where they're supposed to be before you glue it, because once you glue it, you won't be able to move those ribbons as easily. Very soft and pretty. But this would look so pretty on the door. Or a nursing home door. Oh, wow. That would look pretty on the door, don't you think? Hey, Kathy, how are you? Oh, you're doing good. You didn't. It's always going to be available to watch on replay. But I'm so glad you stopped in and said hello. We are just finishing up, putting our flowers in. It's a really pretty lavender welcome wreath. Be a perfect gift for Mother's Day, which is coming up soon, May 9th. Seems like it's early this year. Yeah, I do too. I really do love these colors. I'm so glad I went with that flowering with the green and the flowers on it, though. I think because that really makes it look good with those. Oh, I should have moved that one over a little bit more. Let's move it over. Thankfully, it hadn't dried yet. I want to move it over. I think I'm going to put it right in here. Yeah. Let's add some more glue to it. Let's put it right in here. Put it in between. There we go. All right, I think I got them all on there. Yep. Couple of frays here. And then I will go back and I will see if I need anything along the outside. I might put maybe some greenery on the outside. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it a little bit and see what I like. Otherwise, I'll leave it alone. And or maybe add some of these roses. And then I also have these right here. Oh, excuse me. Something's itching my nose. Where'd it go? There. I also have these that I can cut up and put in there. I don't know if I like those right now or not. I would have to play around with that first before I did it. So, but there you have it. There is our welcome wreath. Isn't that pretty? I can't wait to take pictures of this one. See, this is more me, you know, making everything match. Susan tries to get me out of that and get me to, you know, try not to be so matchy all the time, but it's hard to do that. It's hard to break that cycle. But she does it so easily. So, well, thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm so glad. Sorry I kept y'all longer than I planned. Like I said, it was just one of them days today. So, but make sure that you check out my Facebook page. I do go live on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern over there. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon. And then you'll get notified. I am doing my lives over here on Fridays now. So this is still new and we're just building our audience over here. So we need to spread the word and let them know we're on YouTube now too. And don't forget to check out my shop for the new signs and ribbons and that I just added. And that's wreathdecorbydawn.com. So thank you all again so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to have some fun, be kind to one another, and I will see you all again next week, okay? And I will send out the email link for you, anyone that asked, okay? All right, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy. Bye-bye.